Snow fell softly over the quiet park, but the silence around the bench felt heavier than the winter air, as if Christmas Eve itself had paused to watch one broken moment unfold. The female police officer sat still in her wheelchair, her uniform crisp yet worn by years of service, her eyes distant as the glow of a decorated tree flickered behind her. People passed by with laughter, warm scarves, and full hearts, but she remained frozen in a memory she could not escape. That was the moment a small girl stepped forward, her red gloves bright against the white snow, and changed everything without even knowing it. Before the story pulls you deeper, take a moment to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel Grandma Dearie if you believe in kindness, second chances, and the quiet miracles that still happen in this world. The female cop had not planned to be there that evening. Christmas Eve was once her favorite night of the year, a time she spent on patrol bringing lost children home or helping lonely elders feel seen. But life had rewritten her story in a single violent moment months earlier, when a line-of-duty accident took away her ability to walk. The uniform remained, the badge still shined, but inside she felt stripped of purpose. She chose the park because it was neutral ground, a place where she could sit without being pitied or questioned. Snow covered the scars of the city, just as she tried to cover her own. As she watched families gather near the tree, her thoughts drifted to the past. She remembered standing tall in the cold, boots firm on the ground, believing she could protect anyone. Now, even small tasks felt like reminders of what she had lost. The bench beside her remained empty, mirroring the quiet space she felt growing inside her chest. Christmas lights blurred as tears threatened, but she refused to let them fall. Strength, she believed, meant staying silent. That belief cracked when the little girl appeared. The child did not rush or hesitate. She simply walked up as if guided by something pure and fearless. Snow clung to her coat and curiosity lit her face. The girl did not see a wheelchair or a broken officer. She saw a person sitting alone on Christmas Eve. Behind her stood a man, clearly her father, worn down by life but watching carefully, unsure whether to intervene or trust his daughter's instincts. The girl's presence stirred something deep in the officer's heart. It reminded her of calls she once answered, of children she protected, of moments when her badge meant hope. The child's small hands moved as if inviting connection, not pity. In that silent exchange, the officer felt something she had not felt since the accident. She felt needed, not as a cop, not as a symbol, but as a human being. The father lingered a few steps back, his posture carrying the weight of responsibility and loss. He was a single parent, raising his daughter on modest means, doing his best to make Christmas feel magical despite the struggles. He noticed how the officer's expression changed, how her guarded eyes softened. He sensed that this moment mattered more than he could explain. What happened next shocked everyone nearby, not because it was loud or dramatic, but because it was brave. The female cop did not retreat into her sadness or hide behind authority. She allowed herself to be seen. She allowed warmth to replace pride. In that instant, she accepted the unspoken invitation the little girl offered, an invitation not just to sit together, but to rejoin life. As snow continued to fall, the space between strangers disappeared. The officer felt her heart open in a way she thought was no longer possible. She realized that her worth had never been tied to her ability to stand or chase danger. It had always been tied to her capacity to care, to protect, to connect. The girl, unaware of the storm she had calmed, smiled with the simple joy of a child who believes the world is still good. People passing by slowed down. Some watched quietly, others wiped their eyes. No one spoke, yet everyone felt it. Christmas Eve was no longer about what had been lost, but about what could still be found. The officer felt something lift from her chest, a weight she had carried alone for too long. For the first time since the accident, she did not feel like a burden on the world. She felt like part of it again. The father eventually stepped closer, gratitude written across his face. He saw how his daughter had done what he could not, remind a stranger that she mattered. In that moment, he too felt hope, realizing that even in hardship, his child was learning compassion, not fear. The park, the tree, the snow, all of it became a quiet witness to a healing that no doctor or therapy session had been able to give. As the night deepened, the officer understood something powerful. Life had not ended when she lost her legs, it had simply changed its shape. Purpose was still there, waiting in unexpected places. Sometimes it arrived in the form of a small child on Christmas Eve, asking without words for someone to join them. Just before the story ends, take a moment to comment below and share what this moment meant to you or who it reminded you of. When the park finally emptied and the lights dimmed, the female cop carried something home with her that night, something far stronger than sorrow. She carried hope. And if this story touched your heart even a little, please like, comment, and share this video and subscribe to Grandma Dearie, because stories like this remind us that even the smallest acts of kindness can heal the deepest wounds.